What's up, fight fans? Let's talk about one of the biggest rematches in UFC history. Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway. Nearly 13 years after they first met, they are finally sharing the Octagon again Saturday, July 11th, 2026 at UFC 329. But before we get started, today's episode is proudly sponsored by Juggernaut Snacks Knuckle Sandwich. Whether you're training, watching fights with friends, or just craving something that hits hard as your favorite knockout, grab yourself a Juggernaut Snacks Knuckle Sandwich, a sweet punch in the mouth. Visit juggernautsnacks.com and pre-order your first drop, limited batch today. Now, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Knuckle Game Podcast, your home for combat sports news, fight analysis, and everything happening inside the cage. Now, let's talk about the rise of two legends. What's fascinating about this fight isn't just the rematch. It's how differently these two men became legends. The McGregor Era. Between 2013 and 2016, Conor McGregor changed mixed martial arts forever. He wasn't simply winning fights. He became the biggest star the sport had ever seen. He predicted knockouts. He backed it up. He defeated Justin Poirier, Jose Aldo, Eddie Alvarez, and became the UFC's first simultaneous two-division champion. He transformed the UFC into mainstream entertainment. He had record pay-per-views, packed arenas, press conferences became events themselves. There has never been another McGregor era. Now, don't sleep. Let's talk about the Bless era. Max Holloway's journey couldn't have been more different. No trash talk, no outrageous predictions, just work, grit, grind, fight after fight, year after year. While Conor became famous overnight, Max became respected through his consistency. He put together one of the greatest winning streaks in featherweight history before defeating Jose Aldo twice to become champion. Max's legendary battles with Brian Ortega, Calvin Kattar, Yair Rodriguez, and Justin Gaethje built one of the greatest resumes in MMA. The Bless era wasn't built on hype. It was built on volume, durability, and championship performances. Let's just get into their first fight, man. Now, in their first meeting, it happened in August 2013. Conor entered with a 14-2 record. Max was only 7-2. Holloway was just 21 years old. So during the fight, McGregor controlled the fight with his movement, striking, and timely wrestling. And after injuring his knee early, he earned a unanimous decision. Now let's fast forward to today. Conor enters the rematch at 22-6. Max arrives at 27-9. And they're no longer prospects. They're future Hall of Famers. So this is going to be really interesting. Now, let's see if they had any common opponents. I think they had a couple. Their careers have crossed paths through several elite fighters. Dustin Poirier. McGregor knocked Poirier out in their first fight before losing the rematch and the trilogy by TKO. Now, Holloway lost twice to Poirier, but he earned a unanimous decision victory in their trilogy in 2025. Jose Aldo, McGregor shocked the world by knocking Aldo out in 13 seconds. Now, Max, he defeated Aldo twice by TKO to cement his featherweight reign. Eddie Alvarez, McGregor dominated, straight smashed Eddie Alvarez to capture the lightweight title. And Max Holloway has never fought Alvarez. Charles Oliveira. Holloway owns an early career victory over Oliveira, but later He lost the rematch in 2026, and McGregor has never faced Oliveira. So let's talk about Conor and how long has he been away from the cage. One of the biggest questions heading into UFC 329 is simple. What version of Conor McGregor are we getting? By fight night, McGregor will have been away from the competition for almost 5 years, following the leg break TKO loss to Justin Poirier at UFC 264. And that was back in July 2021, I think. Now, Conor had planned to return in 2024, but that was canceled due to an injury. So being away for 5 years, almost 5 years, that's an eternity in mixed martial arts. I mean, ring rust is real, fellas and ladies. Ring rust is real. Timing changes. Reaction time changes. The sport evolves. I mean, you can't deny that the fighters now are better, more athletic, and more durable, have more techniques than 5 years ago. So what are McGregor's strengths? Now, Conor still possesses some of the cleanest boxing in MMA history. His left hand remains legendary. Excellent distance management, outstanding counter striker, elite fight IQ, and when fresh, fewer fighters have ever looked better. Now, what are Conor McGregor's weaknesses? His cardio has always been a question in longer fights. He can slow down dramatically after the second round. So, long layoffs create uncertainty. And the durability of his leg, we'll have to watch that closely during the fight. At 170 pounds, he also gives away some size against naturally larger welterweights. Now, let's look at Max Holloway's strengths: volume, pressure, conditioning, durability. Max has one of the best boxing combinations in UFC history. He has outstanding recovery, elite experience during championship rounds, and Max gets stronger as the fight continues. Now, let's look at Max's weaknesses, because we all know we all have weaknesses. Max absorbs more strikes than most elite fighters because of his pressure style. He isn't known as a one-punch knockout artist. And moving up to welterweight against McGregor could present size and power challenges. We'd have to see. Now, what are the keys to victory? For McGregor, he must start fast. Conor has to start fast. And he must own the center and land early. Make Max respect the power. If Conor wins, it's probably going to be inside of the first 2 rounds. For Holloway, survive the early storm, push the pace, extend the fight. Make McGregor work for everything. Make him work every minute. If Max drags this into championship rounds, the momentum may sway dramatically in his favor. I mean, that goes without saying. So my predictions: no matter who wins, this fight represents the end of one chapter and perhaps the beginning of another. Can Conor McGregor launch another legendary run? Can Max Holloway finally avenge the loss that happened when he was just 21 years old? We want to hear from you. Who wins? Does McGregor remind everyone why he became the biggest star in MMA history? Or does Blessed complete one of the greatest revenge stories the sport has ever seen? Drop your predictions in the comment below. If you enjoyed today's breakdown, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you'll never miss another episode of Knuckle Game Podcast. And I'd like to also give another huge thanks to our sponsor, Juggernaut snacks, knuckle sandwich, a sweet punch in the mouth. Snack like a champion, not a competitor. Until next time, protect yourself all times, respect the grind, and we'll see you on the next episode of Knuckle Game. Peace.